Hello. Hopefully I'm live and you guys can hear me. So if that's the case, hello everybody. This is Exercise Free Livestream week 156. Alright. And yeah, we're gonna go for some lesson free submissions. We have 15 submissions. So everybody working, hopefully. And hello to everybody in the chat. Hello to Alex, hello to Ravi. So yeah, with that, let's just go into the submissions. First up, we have Elio. And I just saw, I just saw Svetlana in the chat, and Alex says, hi Julia. Hi Alex, what up? Okay. So, Elio says, oh, hi Julia. Last time I submitted, you told me to improve the connection between lines and design of the eyes. What do you think? Thanks, Elio. All right. We don't really know which. Oh, so is this like last week or? Yeah, Elio, for next time, please, like, when you're, like, submitting, I always love to see, like, how your last week was looking, so this way I can kind of compare. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So, yeah, definitely include some last week so I can see where you were at. But looking at these, oh, I think this one is actually pretty good, so good job on this one. There's still something about the lines that I feel like you're maybe pushing them a little bit too dark or something. I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, and yeah, in here as well, I feel like it's similar thing as the other one. It's just that your lines, they're like tiny bit like too dark. So in my OP, I focus on like, look at the change in the lines. So see how harsh your line look, and like if you're gonna color pick the darkest points. I said the darkest points, alright, so like this is how dark your lines go in yours. And like the same place, now that I like overpainted it, this is kind of how like lighter they got. Yeah, something like this, right? So I just overall like made the entire piece like lighter. See like this line, your line, my line, your line, my line. All right. And as for the design, I feel like you're doing actually really good. Like I really love this mouth. It was just tiny bit like too squished, and I love this nose, really good nose. But again, like look how sharp this shape in here is. Like we call it like a snake effect. So if you're gonna like make this super pointy and like almost connected to this part of the nose in here, it kind of looks like a little snake. So like it looks like just missing some eyes and, you know, like a tongue. So definitely be careful with that. So in my overpaint, I kind of made sure that this shape is a little bit more blocky, like not as sharp. All right. And a really cool trick is like actually like, I think you kind of did it, but maybe like too much tapering. It's just like fill it up and then like have like an outline. So this way it looks like really lean and stuff. But definitely be careful with like how sharp you're making the shape. Okay, so before, after, before, after. But overall, like the shapes and proportions are actually amazing. Then again, like I feel like you fell into your old habits a little bit for the nose, because I can see that there's like this line, and this line, and they're all really disconnected from each other. So like there's this, and that. See, and like that's all I can see when I zoom out, like those three separate lines. And how it should be is these lines united in like one, and maybe like a little bit lighter for this one, for the ball. See, so like I hope you can see what I'm talking about. All right. And lastly, for the eyes, I love that you're like actually like doing this trick in here. And I feel like proportion wise your eyes are like amazing. And now it's like really about like, so let's say you have this and you like enclose this eye into this shape. Now what you would need to do is like really look at like the shapes that are being created here. So like we have this line exceptionally long, then we have a little bit of this line, and then we have this line. But the green line is definitely in this particular eye the longest one. And I feel like in yours they were all the same like length. So since now you have like the base, and like I feel like on like this is like the basic design is like great, and now it's really the time when you can like really go in and like look at this eye and really observe the shapes, like which line is like the longest, like how are they like coming together to create this eye, you know. And the same can be said about the iris. So if you look at this iris, the shape really is like this U shape, like this. So like if we were to finish this circle, there will be not much of, I mean, there will be like a little bit. So like this much probably. What's not being shown here with pink. So this is how much we don't see. And that's how I did it on the OP. And in yours, it's like a little bit like if we were to finish this circle, it would be like here. So your circle is a little bit too small, and like it's not really like being hidden by this upper eyelid. All right. So long story short, Ella, I think you're doing really great. It's just really the matter of like making the lines a little bit lighter and starting to like really study the shapes, for example, for the eyes and stuff. Because if your study looked like this, you would be like super ready to go. Like the hair is amazing, the jaw and like the silhouette are amazing. Design of the lips is also amazing. Design of the nose too. It's just that those eyes are holding you back a little bit. So I'm gonna, oh, wrong folder. I'm gonna save it for the Discord so you can check it out. All right, and also the OP. All right. So work on that, Ella, and we'll see each other next week. Okay, but great job, definitely improving a lot this week. Okay, next up we have Austin. All right. And Austin says, wow, no hi. I guess you're mad. Last issue, irises. I tried to mimic the shape as exact as possible. Like you said, it was rough. All right. This week's issue, everything. I took a break because I went on vacation for a week. This week, studies might be worse than last time. Okay, at least you're like honest about it and you're self-aware. So we will see. Have a great day. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day as well, Austin. Okay. So wait, which one is so? So those are like last week's, I'm assuming. All right. Yeah, definitely the eyes could use some work. Everything else is looking pretty cool. This one a little bit weird, but the guy is weird. All right, and then we have this guy. Yeah, I feel like the eyes definitely so much better in here. In here, I'm not sure if you like exactly like got it. And then this one is like pretty cool. So I wanted to talk about a little bit about this one, because like some issues in here are definitely worth mentioning. So I felt like one of the biggest issues in here, or like still those eyes, unfortunately. So your eyes, like if we were to put them in like a, like I don't even know how to say, like this shape in here, versus this shape in here. So see how your shape is like more stretched this direction, like your eye, if we were to put it into like this box that I sometimes do, so like this eye, this is the vibe of this eye, is rather like this. Well, maybe let's not rotate it like that. Let's keep it more like that. Okay, but like that would be like overall like vibe of this eye if we put it in a box. But then if we take this and we put it on yours, see how your eye is like, your bottom eyelid is like here. Like this is how much your eye is like extending, and it's like kind of changing the whole vibe of the eye. Okay, so hope this explain it. Like it's just your eye is like more rectangular. So I did a little bit of an OP, especially for the eyes. I want you to pay attention. So your eye was like a little bit like as I said, like the shape was just a little bit different. And it's always better to make your eyes a little bit more like stretched. Okay. So this would be like what I did for the eyes. And like, again, it's like really all about interpreting those shapes for the eyes. So what I see in here, right, is I definitely see this line being pretty long. And then I see this one in here. And then the outer line that's going kind of like downwards at this like angle. And then we have bottom. And then really important, the shape for this eye. So this is how wide this eye is. And I feel like the shape would be something like this. Okay, and like this is not like perfectly how it is in here, but it's like really close. And if we look at your shapes in here, like look how, if we're gonna like trace this iris, you're literally showing the bottom of the circle. Like even if you like fade it away, the shape is still here. Like you drew this. So on the reference, the shape is kind of like flatten out some of this. Then it's like cut at the bottom because the bottom eyelid is covering it. And this is kind of like the shape that we would get, right? Something like this. And then yours is like, yeah, the top is cut off, but then like you're showing the bottom. Which doesn't make sense because in here, the bottom eyelid, as you can see, is like covering it. Okay, so it's really about like focusing and like thinking about what's happening and like how is it affecting the iris. All right, so I'm gonna save it for the Discord posting so you can check it out. So, and as you can see, like in here, like this eye, it's like way more of like this shape in here because it's cut off at the above, like the top and the bottom. Okay, so definitely eyes is still something you could like work on. And then another thing is definitely the lips. Like I kind of don't get like why did you like change the shape so much, because I feel like you actually like traced it perfectly. Like look, if you look at what you traced versus what you drew, it's like two completely like different stories, right? But like if we're gonna compare what you traced to like what is on the good example, you will see that there's like a lot more similarities. So it's really all about like capturing this angle in here, like that, the V being pretty big, like that, and this, and the bottom, just like this and that. And I feel like in yours, it looks a little bit like you pushed like his, like making like an expression, and this is like rounded, and it should be like more flat. All right, so it's all about those subtleties right now. So I'm gonna save it for the Discord so you can check it out, Austin. But it's really important for you now to like study the good examples, see how they interpret like those eyes and stuff, and yeah. Everything else is pretty good. Like I feel like you definitely like have great like silhouettes, you have like great proportions, but definitely you would need to work a little bit on those eyes, especially those irises. All right, and trust your tracing, because like whatever you trace like should be in your drawing. All right, so I'm gonna save it for the Discord. Hopefully it helps. All right, so great job, Austin. Like focus on those things. All right, next up we have Yiro. And Yiro says, hi Julia, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, hope you're doing well as well, Yiro. Pointed mistake last week. Iris's line weight on the upper part, less line variation, no expression. As usual, how do they look? Where should I how do they look? Where should I focus on? Thanks. Okay, so that was last week, and this guy really angry, and this guy looking a little bit psychotic. All right, but the proportion's pretty good, but lines definitely too much variation, because like they literally disappear. Okay, and now we have this week. Whoa. And yeah, I was here before, that's why it's like all messed up. So don't worry, it's not you, it's me. So we have this one and this one. And for this one, I feel like you actually did pretty good. So I think this is your best work yet, Yiro. It's just that I feel like you have a tendency to like exaggerating stuff sometimes. Because like this lip, like it may look like it's this big, but it's actually like a little bit smaller. And I'm not exactly sure if this is a matter of like the way you like made the shapes, but definitely just because somebody is black, you know, like we should like be careful with like making the features like big. Like you have to be really observant of the shapes and stuff. And also really important, like don't ever just like leave nothing. You always have to have like the V of the mouth. Okay, so like this. Okay, so before and after, before, after. So this would be like for the side view. Other than that, I feel like it's pretty good, so great job. And I feel like the line variation is good as well. Maybe the only thing is I still kind of feel like the lines are a bit like they're a bit like too dark, so maybe just making them a little bit lighter. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna save it for the Discord so you can check it out. So definitely don't forget about the V of the mouth. It's super important. Okay. And then for this one, I just wanted to like kind of compare it a little bit to the good example from the Discord. So I feel like the silhouette is amazing, the hair is amazing as well, you know, but definitely something to talk about in here would be a little bit like the lips. So again, I feel like it's common, like you're missing the V of the mouth. So see this V shape, like V, like the letter V. That's what we call the V of the mouth, and it's pretty important to include it. So definitely do not skip on that part. You know, make sure it's connected and stuff. So V of the mouth, really important. Don't skip on that. Then like look at the corners of the mouth. Like you have those little dots, but it should be a little bit bigger, and it shouldn't be just be dots, but see how in here it's actually like little triangles. So like this would be like your triangle shape kinda, and then you kinda fade it away and then you outline it. So this is how you get those cool corners of the mouth. And then you can shape them and make sure that they're doing whatever you want them to do. Yeah, I probably made them too dark, so probably a little bit lighter. Okay, so definitely that. So yeah, I think next thing to focus on, Euro, would definitely be those mouths, because I feel like you're missing those V's, and yeah, those corners could be like executed a little bit better. So definitely work on that. And like another thing that I think you can implement like immediately, make sure that your eyebrows don't have this sharpness in here, because it looks like it can kill somebody. So definitely I would kind of sculpt this in here. All right. So I think that would be it for you. Like I would recommend you, Euro, to like really study the good examples. And when you're studying them, to really look at like even stuff like this, like the V of the mouth. It's really, really important. Okay. So I'm gonna save this OP so you can check it out. So definitely work on some lips, on some mouths. You know, be careful how sharp you're making the eyebrows. Other than that, I feel like everything else is just improving on its own. So keep studying the good examples and work on the stuff that I mentioned. So hope that helps. Great job. All right. Next up we have Marquise. All right. And Marquise says, "What's up, Julia? Last week you said, focus on the eyes, focus on line variation. I don't have any questions. Hope everything's straight. Thanks." All right, let's see. Okay, so this was last week, and I feel like the shape's kind of okay, but definitely something weird about the line weight, where this jaw is like really dark for I don't know what reason. Okay, and this is this week, and yeah, this in here is actually amazing. I feel like you definitely got the line weight, so that's really, really good. I think the only thing that really like stuck out to me in here is the lips being a little bit big, and then for the eyes, like I just felt like something like I don't think okay, that doesn't matter. Anyways, so I think this is an amazing study, Marquise, but as you know, I need to see like some consistency. So I would encourage you so for the next week to like do like a front facing one and like a 3/4, because like if this is the side, then I feel like you're definitely ready for lesson 4, but I need to see other angles executed pretty well. So do that and we'll see each other next week, but this is exactly how you should be doing your line weights, so congrats on that. All right, great job, keep going. Okay, next up we have Ravi. All right, and Ravi says, "Hi Julia, hope you're doing good." Thank you so much. I am. Hope you're doing good as well. Last week you told me to study some Discord reference to improve my eye design. Well, it helped me a lot. Thank you for that. Oh, you're so welcome. Guys, you just gotta study. That's where the juice is at. Hope this week's drawings came out pretty good. What I should focus on next? Thank you. Have a great day. All right. Have a great day too. And thank you. Okay, so this was alt, and yeah, definitely everything looking pretty good, but those eyes a little bit creepy. All right. And then we have this one, and I feel like it's pretty good, even though the guy is not the prettiest guy out there. And then this one, and this one is actually like amazing, and the eyes are actually perfect. So congratulations, Ravi. This is a great study. And I think this, we don't have a good example of this one, and I feel like it's really good too. The only OP I did is like I kind of, if you look in here, like it's like it's not your fault. It's just like for the redesign, because like this is not the sexiest chin out there. So for the redesign purposes, I kind of like made it more normal, like less sticking out. But you know, this is the kind of stuff that you kind of like learn through like somebody pointing it out to you. So yeah, there's no reason to it other than this guy's chin is really weird. Okay. And now I just realized, like, I feel like the how you trace this eyebrow in here is actually like a better way to giving him his eyebrow than this. So I would definitely like stay true to like what you traced. And I feel like it's gonna look a bit better. Oh yeah, definitely does. Definitely does. Okay, so before... oh, shish. Again. Before, after. Okay. Everything else is looking really good. So let me save this for the Discord so you can check it out. So yeah, I think those two are actually amazing, but I would want to see like a front from you, because this front is, you know, could be better. So I think all I want to see from you for next week, like I feel like you have the side views covered. This is also really good, but maybe try doing 3/4 that is not like a example from Discord, and a front view so I can pass you, because based on these two I would pass you, but I'm not sure about those fronts and I want to be sure that you have them covered. So yeah, but this one is perfect though, so I'm pretty confident you're just gonna, you know, crush it next week. So great job. Hope that helps, Ravi. You're doing amazing. I just want to see more. All right. So great job. Okay. Anurex says hello, and Anurex says, hi, Julia. I sent my file a little bit too late. Should I send the file again next week? I can just grab it. It's not a big deal. All right. We just grab Anurex file. Okay. Yeah, man, you submitted 10 minutes before the stream. I'm only doing it because, like, I know you. Alright, so I got it. Okay, hopefully it got here. Yeah, it did. Alright. So next up we have actually Svetlana. And Svetlana says, hello, Julia. Alright. Last week my lines were too dark, inky, and thick. This week I work on fixing the lines. Okay, that's great. I took one guy from the previous week and two new. For the second guy, I'm not sure about the mouth I did, so I did two versions. Mouth open and closed. Are my lines fine now? What should I work on? Thank you. Have a great week, Svetlana. Alright, you're so welcome, and have a great week as well. Okay, so this was last week. The lines definitely were the weakest point. The design, not that bad actually, but I just couldn't tell what's happening here. Okay, and then this is like the OP, and yeah, in terms of lines, this is definitely better, but I feel like this front view is just like not the greatest one. Okay, and then we have this one, which is really good, and you're asking which version is better, and I think definitely mouth closed is better. Like if you can close the mouth and you're not sure, I find that it's actually, like, most cases it's better to close it. All right, so definitely mouth closed. So I'm gonna delete the Wait. Yeah, the open one. And this one, yeah. Okay, so based on these, like, this one is amazing. This one is amazing as well. And this one is a little bit weak, but I feel like this is not your current level, because, like, this was, like, technically it was, like, last week, right? This is not, like, your current level. So for this guy, I only wanted to mention that, you know, just because somebody has, like, caterpillar eyebrows, it's not always, like, required to make them so big. You can actually, like, kind of tone them down a little bit. So he doesn't have, like, those caterpillars, but he has, like, more of, like, an average male eyebrows. So that, and also I felt like you could use some more line weight to the V of the mouth, because as you know, we tend to put some more weight in the middle, like that. So before and after. Then, like, I realized that his nostril is, like, really round, so I kind of rounded off. But those are all saddle stuff. So I actually think, Svetlana, that you may be ready to try out some lesson 4. Because, like, those are all pretty good. Okay? So, yeah. I feel like just, like, be careful with the front-looking ones, and, like, really important, this line weight in the eyes. Like, you now, because you, like, kind of removed from here, like, the thickness, you removed a little bit too much, so the eye should be actually more like this. So before and after. And also be careful with the silhouette, like, see, like, all this interesting stuff that's happening in here. You cannot just, like, simplify it that much. You have to have some of those, like, curliness and stuff. So I'm gonna save it for the Discord so you can check it out, but I feel like you're definitely ready to try out some lesson 4. So move on, and congrats. Just make sure to not slack on don't slack on those front views, because they are, like, a little bit dangerous. But this one is actually amazing, and I think it could even get, like, a little check, because it's so good. So this one definitely deserves a check. Okay, so I'm gonna save it for the Discord so other people can study it. So great job, Svetlana. Move on. You're doing really good. Okay, next up we have Anthony. Okay, and Anthony says, "Hi Julia, how are you today?" I'm pretty good, so hope you're good as well. 2 weeks ago, you told me that my side profiles were good to go, but wanted to see a bit more work on the positioning of the irises for 3/4 and front view. I wasn't able to submit anything last week, but I still did practice. What do you think of this submission? Thanks, happy stream. So welcome, and thank you so much. Okay, so this was last time. All right, pretty good. Okay. And this is this week. All right. And this is this week. Okay. And this is the 3/4 one. Yeah, I feel like I did an OP for this one, because I felt like if you improve the eyes a little bit, because, like, the biggest thing was that this iris and, like, the eye overall was bigger than this one. So what I did is, like, I made them more similar to each other. So as you can see, now it's, like, the same size as this one. So, like, hopefully you can see that, but this iris in here is bigger than the other one. So this is how much space this one takes, and this is how much space this one takes. And this one, the one on the right, is bigger. I think you cannot see it like that. Okay, but that's just how it is. Maybe, like, with them fill up, you can see, or something. So I don't know, but it's just, like, what I noticed, so I fixed that. But everything else is looking kind of good. So I'm gonna save this one for the Discord, so you can take a look at that. Let's change. Whoa, what's happening? Okay, so this. And it's also like coming from like the observing like the how long the eyes are on the reference, you know, and I feel like you kind of push this corner a little bit too high, and here it's like lower. So as we know, like if everything follows like the same perspective, so in this case it would be something like this. Is everything following it? Yeah, it's kind of is. Maybe like the corner is actually cool then. Interesting. Why does it look crooked? Well, okay, I don't know. Did I even overpainted this? Oh no, I think that corner actually was great. It was just a little bit the way. Anyway, but I feel like your works are kind of at this point that I don't think they like could get like a check, but I feel like they may be like good enough to try out some shading. You know, but like you will like still need to keep working on them because there's still like subtle issues. For example, this guy looks angry, so you put the eyebrows too low. So this is kind of how I would fight that. Okay, so before a little bit angry, after. But yeah, Anthony, I would just say like keep working on your line weight, keep studying good examples from Discord. But I think you can maybe try out some shading and see how it goes. Hopefully it will be enough, all right? So great job. Submit to lesson 4, but keep working on your line weight, okay? Like don't slack because you're right at the 80% mark. So yeah, good job. Keep going. Move on, but be careful, all right? Next up we have Robert. What's happening in the chat? All right, Anurag says thanks a lot. Alex says congrats. Svetlana says thank you. And Svetlana says, I wanted a check on my work so much. I don't know why I need it though. Well, you got it. So hope you're happy. Okay. Jesus, why did it like sounded like so passive aggressive? You got the check. So I hope you're happy. Okay, anyways, Robert says, hello again, Julia. Last week it seemed like the biggest problem was my hair. I think I fixed it. Let me know what you think. Okay. So no last week. Okay, so Robert, like make sure that you're including your last week in your submissions the same way that Anthony did in here. So it's like this is his last time, and it's like the name of the layer. Okay. So make sure that you do that for next time. And we have this one, and this one. And yeah, Robert, I feel like I hope you have a portrait accelerator, because like you're gonna need a little bit more work with your design. So a quick example in here is like, for example, for the nose, like those are not the shapes that we do. The shapes that we always do are kind of like this shape of like the coma. So it's like this, and that, and then we kind of connect it, and it kind of changes shape, and you kind of adjust it, round it up and stuff. But usually like we like tend to stick to this one shape, and it's usually working really well for most references. On this guy, if I were to trace it, it's like this in here, this, and like that. And then on the other side, this, kind of like that, and then this. And that would be kind of the shapes for the nostrils. Okay. And then a little bit of this cartilage in here. Okay, so see like the difference between like this what I traced and like yours. Like it's really important to like use those shapes, okay? Because with them you're gonna end up with a pretty nose. Like see how even like without the actual nostrils, it still looks like really structural. And I think this is like similar in here. And I feel like it can be said for like everything. So I would definitely recommend you to like maybe rewatch the lesson 3 videos on the Portrait Accelerator. And if you don't have it, I think the best move for you, Robert, would be to, you know, go into the Discord. So hope you're on the Discord, and then go in here for like Academy, and then like lesson 3, and then you go to pinned messages. And you look at all the good examples in here, and you will observe like this is exactly what I'm talking about, like this shape for the nose. Really important to pretty much just do it everywhere and like learn how to find it on the different references. But also like all of these, like you can like literally like take this, study it, you know, when you're doing your studies, because that's the only way you can learn like great design, is by like copying people who already understand it, so you can kind of start understanding it yourself. Okay, so that would be my biggest advice, Robert. Like go onto the Discord and like study, like do a copy of one of these drawings. All right, so I'm gonna still save it for the Discord so you can kind of maybe understand a little bit about those nostrils, like how do we find those shapes, how to do it. And also like take a look at this overpaint I did for you, to like kind of get the gist of, you know, kind of what we are shooting for. All right, so work on that, Robert, and we will see each other next week. Okay, great job. Okay, next up we have Oscar. Okay, and Oscar says, hi Julia. I am back after a break and I did some mileage. Can you tell me if my design is good enough to pass to lesson 4? Oscar Ozzy. Alright. We will see. So this was last time. Yeah, definitely. This one's pretty good, but this one's pretty rough. Okay. And then we have this one. Okay. And yeah, definitely still some work needed. Amazing hair though. Like this hair, if anybody's watching and is planning on doing this guy, this hair, especially like this part in here, amazing. Except for those, don't add those funny zigzags because they're funny. Okay, and this one. Okay, and for this one I wanted to bring up this good example that we have, because I feel like there's a lot of value that you can get from this one, if we compare it a little bit. So I feel like you pretty much got like the jaw like perfectly. I feel like you even improved, because in here it's like a little bit crooked in the good example. But what I think is like really great about this one is definitely the mouth. So if we're gonna cut it out and like get it a little bit closer to your mouth, I think you can see that your opening is a little bit too big and the shape is a little bit unclear. So it's really important when you're doing like an opening to see those two dark shapes in here. It's really important to like capture them. And this is exactly what this person did. They like captured those triangles. And in yours, it's like you don't even have like, it's like a gradient. Like you cannot see where is like the darkness and where is like the teeth. And it just looks like undefined and really, really weird. Okay. So definitely for mouth openings, the process is, yes, you find the shape, which you did. Okay. And when you get your shape, right? You finish your shape, and then you really like find those two triangles on the sides, and then you obviously like refine it and spend like 100 years on it. Like, I'm not gonna do it, but it's all about having like a clear separation between those triangles and like the teeth. Okay, so that's how we make it. Like, you cannot have just like an unclear shape. Okay, and also those lines in here, again, like too thick. Like, it needs to be just like an indication, like in here. Okay, so that's really important. Next thing that we can take a look, it's definitely like, I feel like this is like really structural bridge of the nose, but do you see any kind of this bump on the reference? Like, this is completely straight. So when something is like completely straight and you don't see like any kind of bumps like that, like, don't add it when you don't need them. And also I feel like there is like a bit of an issue with your planes, because look how you like flatten it out. In here, like, look, the ball is a little bit wrapping, and in here, if the line was in here, it would also look like it's wrapping, and yours is completely straight. So it kind of looks like his nose, it kind of has like this curvature. And how I would combat this would be by erasing this, you know, erasing that as well. So this probably, just keep it straight, you know, nothing too crazy. And then for the ball, some roundness. And if you want to include that, I feel like this bridge could be a bit thinner. This also would be like that. And this like that. So this way you're showing that this is actually like round. Okay? So before and after. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna save it for the Discord, Oscar, so you can check out those things. Overall, I think you're definitely getting there. Like, as I said, like, the silhouette is amazing, the eyes are pretty good, but like, be careful with like these lines in here, and just like probably study some good examples and practice some mouth openings. Okay, so hope that helps, and see you next week. Okay, you're doing really, really good. Okay, next up we have May. And May says, "Hi Julia, hope you're well." Thank you so much, hope you're well as well, May. Last submission was a few weeks ago. I know I should be practicing, but I do anything but that. Oh, that's not good. Do you ever have days where it's just so hard to pick up your tablet and start drawing? How do you counteract it? Well, yes, obviously I do. Obviously I do, because I'm a human being and I'm not perfect. So yeah, I definitely struggle with that. But what helps me in days like these is to just, so let's say I'm like working on like painting or something, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel like doing it that day. So if I'm not feeling, for like whatever reason, on working on that, I'm still gonna like find something else to like work on. So, you know, I may just open my sketchbook and like, you know, draw some like, not really studies, but just like drawings for fun. Or I would just like do like a new file in Photoshop and just like doodle something. Or like just go to Pinterest and do like a random sketch. Like, it's really like studying stuff is like really important, but sometimes you just gotta, you know, like let a little bit loose. And I know that's a little bit different because like you're doing the course, so obviously it's kind of required to be like consistent, but because that's how you get like the best results. But you know, we are not machines, so if you don't feel like doing like the coursework, definitely maybe you're just like putting too much pressure, too much stress on it, maybe you just need to do like a little sketch. And I know that Angel is not exactly this vibe, but Angel is a specific human, and like we're not all angels, you know, like you're you, May, and like I'm myself, so I know what works for me. And I know that I'm not a machine, and sometimes I just need to like scribble some stuff that doesn't really have any purpose or meaning, you know? And that's me. So I don't really beat up myself too much for like not sitting down to like draw, because I just know my limits. And as long as I like not do as I'm doing something, then I don't feel bad, you know? So that's how I would look at it. But yeah, definitely like try to stay away from putting all this like toxic pressure, because that's like the how you like develop like a bad relationship with your works, with your practice. And it shouldn't be that. Like the practice itself should be like challenging and like, you know, stressful and all of that, but not like the act to like sit down. Like you shouldn't feel guilty for like not sitting down to draw, because there's like 1,000 things going on, and you just cannot judge yourself by this one thing. Because like it may be something like the weather is like awful, maybe like, I don't know, sometimes you may just not feel like it. So yeah, I hope that helps. Like definitely don't stress about it. Like if you don't feel like drawing the course material for that day, just draw something else, you know, just like keep on drawing. That's really, really important. Eventually it works like that, that you just start drawing and you kind of realize, oh, I think I should study more, because like this, whatever I'm doing is not working out too well. So yeah, hope that helps. I'm sorry for ranting. But yeah, guys, like don't, like this is not that serious. Like know yourself and take care of your mental well-being. That's the most important thing. Okay, so I was at least able to complete 2 new references for your critique this week. I tried to work on my messy lines and perspective, as that was my biggest problem last submission. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a good stream, May. All right, you're so welcome, and thank you so much. Okay. So this was last time. Yeah, this is pretty rough. Okay. Oh, this guy is so funny. You like straighten him out. Okay, and we have this one, and this one is amazing actually. And then we have this one, and I think this one is also really, really good. Yeah, I think maybe like let's talk a little bit about this one. I feel the only thing that I would change is probably this nose bridge. I don't know why, but it feels like a little bit blobby, so maybe it could be like slimmer or like more angular at the like in here, because it just felt a little bit like it has a bit of a bump. It's not the greatest, but yeah, I think it was just a matter of line weight. But yeah, May, I feel like both of these works are actually like amazing. So yeah, I mean, I would need to see you doing like front view, because this front view, like it wasn't exactly it. So based on these two, I feel like I would pass you, if not for the fact that I need to see like a side profile and I need to see like a front facing angle. So you definitely get a pass for like 3/4. So for next week, just submit a front facing one and a side one, and I think you're gonna be ready to go. So, you know, even though like you struggled with like sitting down, I feel like the results are actually amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna save this little change for the Discord if you want to take a look at this. But May, you're doing amazing. Just please, next week, I just want to see a decent front and a decent side view, and you're gonna be out of here. So congratulations on your progress, because it's actually insane that you went from this to this. So yeah, just keep going. You're doing absolutely amazing. All right. Okay, where is my okay. Next we have Camila. Okay. And Camila says, hi, hope you are okay. Yeah, I am. Hope you're okay as well. Last time you told me to focus on proportions and also add more line weight to eyes. I drew 2 more studies. I appreciate your help. Okay, proportions and more line weight to eyes. Okay, and this is last week, so yeah, focusing on eyes a little bit. Okay, and this was last week, pretty cool. And then this is this week, and this is this week as well. This one is really, really good. I really like this one. And then for this one, I feel like I need to like the hair is really distracting me with those little bumps, so probably I wouldn't add these. Like if you want to like convey like the texture of like the curly hair, like don't do this, you know, like try to keep this more simple, but the actual silhouette can have like more bumps, so it kind of, you get like this, but you don't really add anything in the on the inside. Okay, now that we got this out of the way, because I just couldn't focus on anything else, I feel like this is a great study. I really love like the outer cheekbone. One thing I wanted to mention, I feel like this nose would be a little bit smaller. Like here, for some reason, looks kind of bigger than the reference. Yeah, and it is a little bit bigger, so let me just grab it. And make it more in proportion. Okay. Okay, so before and after. Okay, and yeah, I think other than that, this nose and this hair, this is like an amazing study. So I'm gonna save it for the Discord, so you can take a look at the change for the hair and take a look at how it looks with like the nose that is in proportion. Okay, but this one is really good. I really wouldn't change a thing. So yeah, this was like a pretty subtle change, so I think you can try out some lesson 4 because both of these are like pretty good. Okay, so congratulations, Camila. Just move on to lesson 4. Those are amazing studies. Okay, so great job. Keep going. Congrats. Good luck in lesson 4. All right, that's great. Okay, next up we have John. Okay, and John says, hi Julia, hope you have a great day. Thank you so much, John. Hope you're gonna have a great day too. All right, next we have last feedback. Okay, hair looks too artificial. Yeah, it looks like a piano. Missing line weight. Yeah. Short eyebrows. Yeah, and missing line. Yeah, this is really important, and that was my OP. Yeah, still agree with that OP. Okay, and this is question 1. It looks like this guy has jaw behind his ear. Should I connect the corner of the jaw to the ear anyway? Yes, you should. All right. Okay, and I struggle with this guy's right eye, so I wonder if I did the eye right. I actually overpainted this eye, so I'm gonna show you in a second. Okay, and that was 2 weeks ago, and it was really good. And this was last week, and we already talked about it. Okay, and this is this week, and this is really good. And then this is this week, and this is also really good. Okay, so maybe let's start with this guy. So yeah, definitely how you did the jaw is correct, and it's really good. One thing I wanted to mention though is that I don't really think that it's a good idea to like show this eye, because we don't really know what's happening in here, And if I were to shade this, I would just close this eye because they're really hard to pull off. So I will just close this eye. Like, I wouldn't really bother. Like, look how much better he looks with just simple fix of closing this eye. So, you know, I'm gonna save it for the Discord. The thing with, like, when you have, like, references like that is to really, like, kind of like with the opening of the mouth. It's like, is it gonna help this? Is it gonna help, like, your painting if you're gonna, like, open the mouth when it's, like, non-visible? Like, yeah, like, if something is unclear and, like, dark, it's actually better to, like, close it, and it's just gonna look more aesthetic. You're gonna worry about it in the shading, if you're gonna, you know? So definitely close the eye in here. Everything else is looking good. Okay, and then for this guy, I feel the biggest thing that really, like, stuck out to me is the shape for the nostril. Because, yeah, it may look like this on the reference, but what we're always striving for is to find, like, this shape, right? So it's like this shape with kind of this situation going on, and then it's like bending in. But it's really important that this line in here with the pink, it's usually like creating like this shape, kind of like almost parallel with the outer nostril. So how I would trace this in here is this, and this, and then the usual. So see how this one and this one, they kind of like parallel. So that's really good, and it's really communicating a lot of form. So look at the nostril, like before, like a shape, and after, like more of like what we usually do, with this being like that. Okay, so that. And then for the eyes, like I feel like you pull them off great. The only thing is that this is more round, because if this is, I mean, I'm not gonna go too in depth, but you have like a ball of the eye, and it's like a sphere, right? So it has like dimensions. So if we're gonna like have this like wrapping, it's not gonna be like this, because this is a ball. So it's gonna be wrapping around the ball like this, and then in here like that. But it's not gonna be like straight. Like yours is almost like bending this way. So it's gonna be a little bit rounder. Okay. So this is how I would like roughly do this eye, you know, without spending too much time on it. Like thinking about the ball. So that's why I kind of rounded it up, so it can be more like this. Okay. So that would be the changes, and also a little bit see how this guy's bottom lip is like really like flattened out. Like there's like you can see that there's like this, and then it's like curvy, and in yours it was like that, like super curved. So I added that, and also added some line weight, because we always add some line weight for the bottom lip. Okay, because as you can see, even in here there is a shadow. Okay, so that would be the changes. So I'm gonna save it for the Discord so you can check it out. Okay. Oh, and also I think like I forgot to mention, but he was looking like he's balding a little bit, so I made sure to add some of those like those you know, hairs, so we can communicate that he doesn't have like a, you know, like a wig, but this is actually just his hair. But yeah, with all those things considered, I still feel like this is like a pretty solid study. So I think you can maybe try out some lesson 4 and see how it goes, but definitely remember this thing about the nostril that I just showed you, because like with good nostrils you always like gonna end up with like a great 3D looking nose, okay? But I feel like in here it was really good, so yeah, I think you're like ready to try out some lesson 4, so definitely do that. I'm even wondering if I could maybe give like a check to this one. Yeah, let me flip it. Yeah, I think this one definitely could be like a check. So yeah, congrats, John. Move on to lesson 4. Those are all really good drawings, okay? So great job, congrats. Good luck in lesson 4. All right. Next up we have David. Okay. And David says, "Hi Julia. Last week you told me to sculpt the eyes and make them darker. Okay. The moment I sculpted the eyes of the first study, it felt like I completed a puzzle." Almost like that was the thing I was missing to fully understand the lesson. Anyway, I'm not gonna get cocky yet, so I was wondering if you think I'm ready for lesson 4 or if I need to work in something more. 1 is the oldest and 3 is the newest. Thanks for the critique, David. Okay. So we have, this was last week. Yeah, definitely more sculpting for those eyes. Okay. In here as well, like pretty good like shapes, but just like missing this clarity a little bit. And then we have this one, and yeah, those eyes are like so amazing. I feel like you definitely got it. This is so good, David. I'm really proud of you. I feel like it was literally it. Like this missing thing in here. Okay, and this one is also really good. And this one, I think this one is like the weakest of them, but I feel like it's because the reference is a little bit tricky. So maybe let's first talk about this one. So I love everything about this study. The only thing I wanted to mention is that he's looking a little bit angry. So I kind of raised his eyebrows a little bit higher, and I kind of rotated them so he's looking a little bit like not as angry, and kind of I felt like you didn't really like push this corner how much you could have. It's like, look how long, like this is exactly the same how it is on the reference right now, and you kind of like only like you like finished your eye in this place, but in here it's still like this darkness in here. This is still his corner of the eye. Okay, so I added that in. Okay. But other than that, those eyes are great. So I'm gonna save it for the Discord so you can take a look. Okay. And then for this guy, like I did a lot of changes in here, because like the biggest thing were like the shapes, right? Like see how this guy's eye, with my pen, like he has this kind of thing going on, that like this tear duct is kind of like in here, and then he has like this line, this line, and then this line. And really dangerous thing about this guy is also the fact that he has like asymmetrical eyeballs. I'm sorry, irises. So this one is like this shape, and this one is like cut off shape. So I kind of tried to bring them closer together. And I feel like in yours, like that was greatly executed, but like look, the entire eye is just so small. Like if you're gonna grab it and like put it next to this one, okay, and then like we're gonna fill up like your eye. This is how big your iris is. And it's like, look, like it's barely fitting. And like how big it should be this big. Because remember that we are drawing like on the outline. Okay? So I feel like that big would be the actual thing. So see, like you literally should have like pushed it to like be bigger. Okay, so I'm gonna save it for the Discord. Okay, so that would be the OP that I did. It's really like, but like everything else is looking really good. So I'm just gonna save it for the Discord, the entire thing, so you can check it out. Okay, especially the eyes, especially the eyes. So see, like, and also like get me the reference, so we know where is it coming from. Yeah, so these eyes are just like really difficult, as I said, so I wouldn't really expect you to like get them right. But like what really concerns me is like the size of the irises. So yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like you're like almost there because like this one and this one are pretty good. So, you know, I would just say maybe like try out some lesson 4 and see how it goes, because I feel like you get like the overall design pretty good, but I just want you to stay like mindful and like keep on working on them eyes. So definitely study this OP I did in here, you know, compare it with the reference, with like the yours, and like with how it should be. But you know, I think at this point like everything else is kind of solved, so it would be beneficial for you to just like see it in action, do some shading, and you know, worst case scenario, you're gonna be back here. But I feel like you're kind of ready. Okay, so congrats, David. Move on to lesson 4, but keep on working on your eyes. Okay, so great job, keep going, move on. Okay, and next up we have Chrissy. Chrissy says, hi Julia, hope you are doing okay. I am, so I hope you're doing okay as well. Last week you told me that I still need to work on the eyes and eyebrows. I hope I improved, but I definitely feel more confident than last week. Thank you, Chrissy. Okay. So this was last week. Yeah, really good for the first time. I actually gave it a little check after the OP for the eyes. Okay. And this is also last week. Yeah, this one actually pretty good, but still something about the eyes. And this is this week. Okay, pretty cool. And this is this week. Okay, okay. So I feel like in here it was just the line weight in the eyes. Like all like your irises had exactly the same line weight all throughout the eye. And what we always do, and like you can see it in like all the good examples that we have, is that the top usually is a little bit thicker, right? In here, maybe this is like kind of consistent, but definitely see how, maybe I'm gonna like open this. See how like when the part that the iris is connected to the upper eyelid, it's a little bit thicker and darker than the bottom. The bottom is actually lighter and thinner, okay? And I feel like in yours, it's like exactly the same, both at the top and at the bottom, okay? So I overpainted, so this way it's thicker at the top and thinner at the bottom in both of the eyes, okay? So that would be something to keep in mind, Chrissy. So I'm gonna save it for the Discord so you can check it out. Okay, and for the other guy, really important, again, the thing for the eyes. So I kind of changed that. But what's more important is you kind of got what we call like a little teeth effect, because it just looks like he has like a really little one singular teeth in the middle of his teeth, and he's showing this off. So make sure that when you're doing your mouth opening, it's always smaller than the reference or the same size, but never bigger. And if we're gonna trace your opening and take it over to the reference, you will see that it's actually like bigger. Like this opening in here, if I were to trace it, it's actually like really small. Like the opening would be something like this. Okay. So this is really big mistake in here, Chrissy. So I overpainted it like that. And as you can see, this is lining up. Okay, so I feel like you get the theory like behind it, but it's just like, don't make it like that. See, like even when you traced it, you like traced it like disregarding the reference. Okay, so make sure that you're looking at whatever is happening on the reference. So I'm gonna save it for the Discord so you can check it out. Okay. So for next week, I want you to work a little bit more on the line weight in your eyes, you know. I want to see you like submit another one with like a mouth opening, but I want you to like, you know, make it proper this way. And I feel like you're getting pretty close to like the graduation. So I would love to see you do like a side profile. So things to do for next week. Improve the line weight in the irises, in the eyes. That's the most important. Do a reference with an mouth opening so I can see you like improve on it and understand it a little bit better. And submit a side view because I feel like you have all the other views covered, but I really want to see you doing a side view so I can graduate you to lesson 4. All right, so that's what you need to do, Chrissy. Other than that, you're doing actually amazing. Those are all pretty good studies, except for those little slip-ups, okay? So great job, keep going, you're doing really, really good. Okay, next up we have Anurag, okay? And Anurag says, hi Julia, last week you said I have some eyebrow of the side view issues. What do you think about this week? All right, let's see. So that was last week, also last week, and this was also last week. All right, and this is this week. This is pretty good. This is also pretty good, actually. The eyebrows a little bit sharp, but I think this is cool. Wow, and this one is straight up amazing. Yeah, man, Anurag, I think like you made it, man. I think you're ready. Damn, it's been a hot minute, right, Anurag? But I think this is the time. So I think like I'm only gonna mention like in here, I definitely feel like the eyebrow is a little bit too long. I would make it a little bit small, like this. Okay, but everything else is looking good. You know, maybe if anything, you're kind of missing some line weight on the bottom in here, but it's not as important. The shapes are actually great, okay? So, you know, keep up this kind of level because all of these studies you submitted this week are like straight up fire. So, yeah, great job. Congratulations. Good luck in lesson 4. I'm really, really proud of you, Anurag. You made amazing progress. And you're definitely ready to do some lesson 4. Okay, I'm so happy. Okay, next up we have Alan. And Alan says, hi Julia, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well as well, Alan. Good news, I just finished uni for the semester, so I have more time to practice now. Hell yeah, that's great. Sorry that I haven't uploaded for a while. 2 weeks ago you said that my design was lacking a bit, especially the eyebrows being sharp. I don't have any questions, just want to see my progress. Thank you, Alan. Alright, so that was 2 weeks ago. Okay. Eyebrows a little bit sharp. This one, and this is, oh wait. Okay, the eyebrows being sharp. So this was like 2 weeks ago, and this is this week. Okay. So we have this one. Yeah, the eyebrows definitely getting better. Okay. Then we have this one, and you're doing a lot of measuring, which I really, really like. This one is pretty cool. And then we have this one. And something about this one, it's a little bit weird. And I actually did an overpaint for this one, and I feel like the biggest thing about this one, like I feel the eyes are amazing, like you nailed them, but I feel like you really kind of, what took away from like the likeness of this guy is definitely the hairline. So his hairline has like this kind of cool shapes to it, like this, and then kind of this, and then like there's like this angle, this, and this is kind of rounded. And if we look, and if you're gonna put it on yours, first of all, like you pushed this, like, did you? It's like the steady move? No, like, this is where it should be like starting, and like this is how this should have looked. Okay, so I think this is what I kind of did in my overpaint. I just tried to like make the hairline as like close to like what's actually happening to like the original, because I feel like it was really messing up the likeness. Okay, so maybe I could have done it better apparently. Yeah, but something more like this, so it can look how it is on the reference. Okay, and like see how immediately it like changed just so much. And then another thing, like his jaw, first of all, really important, Alan, like in 3/4 view, we never like leave this line in here. We always like just want to connect it to the ear. We are not leaving it in here. So this is a no-go. And also for this particular guy, like I feel like you push this jaw a little bit too low. Like his jaw is like more of like this angle going up, and was also messing up the likeness. And then the nose, actually like, amazing base, but you kind of went too straight. Like when somebody has like super like really like curvy something, it's usually a better idea to like also like don't make it the other extreme. So you literally like ignored that he has like roundness to his nose, and you made it like super straight. Okay, so I kind of made it more rounded. Okay, but I feel like definitely for this study the hairline was like the biggest issue, so don't neglect that. Okay, so I'm gonna save it for the Discord so you can check it out. Okay, oh shit, there's like some stuff. Okay, so I'm saving it for the Discord, Alan, so you can take a look at the changes. So for next week, I want you to keep working on like the relate of curvy versus straight, you know, keep working on subtleties like this jawline, and really, really important, don't neglect the hairline, like do it exactly as it is on the reference, because you're missing out on a lot of likeness this way. Okay, this one is pretty good, so I don't really have much critique for this one. And this one, the eyes are a little bit too big, so I would just recommend you to keep going, keep studying good examples, measuring, although I feel like your proportions are really good right now. The eyebrows are also perfect right now, so you definitely solved that issue. But I would just say like keep working on the subtleties, like, you know, like this hairline in here and this jaw in here, because I feel like the eyes and everything else is just like so good. I just want you to like make it a little bit tighter so I can graduate you. Okay, so congratulations, keep going, congratulations on your progress. I mean, you're really, really close. I just want to see more consistency and just like a tiny bit more likeness to those studies. Okay, and other than that, I feel like you're gonna be good, Alan. Okay, so great job. All right, and what you guys think in the chat? Okay. Okay, David says, yep, I will study the videos and make iStudies. Alex says, yay, another one for the shading. Hell yeah. All right, Anurag says, yay. And finally, and like, thank you. You're so welcome, Anurag. You did the hard work. Okay, so yeah, that would be it for today, everybody. So congratulations to everybody who passed. The rest of you, keep grinding, keep going. A lot of amazing progress today. So I hope you guys are inspired. So yeah, see you next week. Great job, everybody. Bye-bye.